I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes, people, what is good? I am BA, and today's movie review is The King of Comedy. Now, The King of Comedy is a Martin Scorsese movie, first of all, and it stars Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis. And I want to start this review by saying I have seen interviews with Martin Scorsese where he says himself he wasn't really sold on the script, and it was a script that De Niro himself was really invested in, and he personally convinced Scorsese to do the movie with him, because around the time this movie came out, De Niro was basically Scorsese's muse, so Scorsese did him a favour back and he directed this film. When I saw those interviews, I was slightly disappointed in Scorsese and slightly impressed with De Niro. Why Scorsese wouldn't see the uniqueness to this story and how it could truly be a classic is beyond me, and the fact that De Niro saw it over a director, I mean, it's not that I view directors as smarter than actors, but generally they're the ones with the vision, and actors are the ones carrying out a director's vision, and they apply their trade to individual performances. So for De Niro to see the vision of the script and for it to go over Scorsese's head is quite surprising to me. So why do I think this movie's so great? Because it's a classic tale of, the obsessed fan with perhaps mental problems on top of that. It's such an interesting character study from start to finish, and whenever I watch it, I'm like, I can't believe some people don't like this film. I find every single scene interesting in it just because of how interesting the main character is. And in this movie, De Niro plays basically an autograph hunter, a deluded fan who is obsessed with all these late night TV show hosts and comics, etc. And in his basement of his mother's house, he practices his own comedy routine and pretends he's killing it in front of a giant crowd. So we follow him as he's desperately trying to get the attention of Jerry Lewis, who is playing the late night talk show host in this movie. And he manages to get in his good graces by protecting Jerry from a group of fans as he gets in his limo, so Jerry promises to listen to his demo tape. So he goes home and he records this demo tape and sends it into the office, but then you start to see where the delusion really kicks in, because at first you're like, oh shit, he's made a smooth move here, he might be in the door just through that one action. But in actuality, he's just faced with the cold hard reality of show business, and that Jerry Lewis is never going to listen to his demo tape. He's in this lobby waiting for this appointment that's never going to come, and you start to see where his understanding of reality, or even just reading a room, is way off kilter, because the receptionist makes it very clear to him that he should probably go home, and he decides he's just going to wait around for, the next 24 million years, or however long they told him he needs to wait for this appointment. And I don't know why I do a spoiler warning, but I will be warning you there are spoilers ahead. But what's funny is I released our From Dusk Till Dawn review a few weeks ago, and the whole time I was recording the audio, I was trying to keep it a secret, the big second act twist to that movie. But then when I edited it to the trailer, I realised the trailer gave that shit away in like the first 3 seconds, so I just sounded like a dumbass saying, spoilers ahead, while there's vampires flying around the screen, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this whole thing leads to him and another superfan kidnapping Jerry Lewis and then demanding the show that he gets to go on air live. So now he gets to do his comedy set in front of the whole world, but he will be arrested directly afterwards. And while the Joker may have took it to, an extremity with the punchline of the live performance, all of these beats, of course, are incredibly similar to Joker. And that's why, back to my original point, it astounds me that Martin Scorsese didn't see the money in this script, because the Joker movie is regarded by many people who like the DC films and stuff as one of the better and more serious superhero movies, and it borrows so heavily from this film. You could literally have put clown makeup on De Niro and called it Joker. And I do even want to talk about the ending, because I feel like it's important, because it's good commentary on society. So after he does his routine and Jerry Lewis is freed and he is imminently arrested and taken to jail, he writes his book in jail, which sells a shit ton of copies, and when he comes out, he's seen as like pretty decent. And when he did his routine live on the show, it wasn't a total, cringe bomb dumb, silent thing like you would expect it to be. It was just alright. And I guess the moral of the story is, you know, you can be a hacky, semi-decent comedian, but if you've got a pop idol sob story or some sort of interesting criminal background, that itself will propel you to superstardom, and people will laugh at your shit because he's only okay, but because of what he's done, it's made him a superstar. Also, there's some things that a lot of people miss. Okay, so let me set this up just in case you've watched this movie but didn't catch this. So the whole film, he's in his mother's basement when we see him at home. We even hear his mother shouting down the stairs at him shouting back up the stairs to his mother. Even in the demo tape he sends in to Jerry Lewis's show in the hopes that it's listened to, he has an argument with his mother on the tape. Now, during his final stand-up segment, he sort of reveals his horrible backstory through the first maybe 5 or 6 jokes, and one of them, if you catch it, is, you know, he's talking about his mum, and then he says, "What are you talking about? My mum's been dead for years." And it makes you think, is there a secret, you know, psycho layer to this as well, in that his mother has been dead and he's just been having false conversations up the stairs? I don't know, maybe it's just a throwaway thing and he said his mother was dead for the comedy bit, but also because all the other jokes in this segment are trying to make light of horrific trauma, it makes you think that maybe he has deeper mental issues than the movie had already shown us to that point, and also he was imagining that he was still having conversations with his mother, etc., like Norman Bates in Psycho. I mean, let me put it to you another way, and then you'll see how ridiculous it is that people don't like this film. Imagine if The Joker was directed by Martin Scorsese. That's basically the king of comedy. And while through those interviews I listened to, he clearly wasn't initially personally invested in the project, he's a legendary director. I doubt he would ever put any script to film without trying to do his utmost best to make it the best most movie possible. So whenever I see it, I still think this is Scorsese camera shots, lighting, angles. It's also classy. You know how Scorsese films his shit. So it's got that layer on top of just the unique character study that this story is. I guess it's just a juxtaposition from what Scorsese had been doing up to that point, because, you know, there's no people getting shot in the head in this, there's no gangster shit. This movie is a PG rated movie, you could watch this with your family, but yeah, there's all sorts of deeper layers to it as well when you watch it as an adult. So that has been my review of The King of Comedy. If you have not seen it, do yourself a favour and check it out, and until next time, I've been BA. Like, subscribe, comment down below, come over to the Patreon, sign up and support me personally, and until next time, peace.